is Megan Sands. On this episode of Polytalk, we're asking students about their general ed classes and why they chose their major.
Animal science major with an emphasis on pre-vet.
And have you thought about changing your major at all?
My first year here, I considered switching to animal health science instead of animal science to give myself more options for jobs when I got out of college, but I decided to stick with it because I thought I might want to, I thought I'd rather be a vet than a vet tech. I'm currently in AVS 201 and it's extremely interesting. It's about diseases and in equine, cattle, swine, and sheep, and I'm really liking that one. I also really enjoyed AVS 112, which is just kind of like your intro to animal science.
So what's your current major?
It's accounting.
Accounting, and have you thought about switching your major?
I just switched into accounting from nutrition science.
Okay, and what made you want to take that switch? That's kind of a big switch.
I started getting into my OChem classes and it was kind of depressing, so I just kind of gave up on life, and then it's like, oh, accounting's the thing for me because OChem's horrible. So that's kind of the main reason I switched, and also I like nutrition, it's kind of interesting, but I don't like nutrition science because I don't like science behind it and everything. I just like knowing how it affects your body and everything. It's basically the minimum that you need to know.
Were there any classes that you took while you were a nutrition major that made you lean more towards accounting?
Yeah, definitely. I took an accounting course just to take it and see how I liked it, and then I took some business courses like management, human resources, and I took a marketing course, and I really liked those courses a lot.
Any interesting things for labs or for maybe field trips with your classes?
Definitely you have some labs, and within the nutrition courses you have a lot of labs, and those are pretty interesting. You kind of get hands-on experience and really see how it works and everything, and that's one thing I liked about it.
So what's your current major?
It's also accounting.
Accounting?
Yeah.
And have you thought about switching, or have you switched at all?
No, I haven't really thought about switching. I kind of enjoyed accounting from when I first started, so then I just kind of kept with it.
Have you had any classes that have really stuck out to you, or professors, or any experiences in your classes?
Not really. Right now I'm taking the first, I guess upper division accounting course, and the only thing that kind of sticks out to me is that it's a lot of, you got to put a lot of time into it. You know, you got to be dedicated to it, and that's generally what I kind of expected. But so that's how. I'm used to it now, but before I was kind of oh my goodness, after the G's and everything. But
you could say as of now you're surviving in the world of accounting.
Oh yeah, definitely surviving. It's definitely a lot of work, but in the end it's gonna pay off. So.
What's your major right now?
I'm a graphic design major.
Cool. And you transferred in?
Yes, I transferred in the fall.
And what made you decide to do graphic design?
Well, I've always been into art. I always did fine arts, always did sketching, some drawings and stuff, but never really thought it was a career. And then my friend introduced me to animation and graphic design and all that stuff, so I actually got really into it, and that's why I started taking some classes at a community college. And then when I transferred, I pretty much, I chose graphic design as my major.
I just switched to journalism.
You just switched to journalism, and what were you before that?
IBM.
IBM.
Business.
And was there anything in particular that made you want to make the switch, or that made you?
Well, a lot of the business classes, it's math and stuff, and I hate math. So I switched to journalism because I've always been a good writer. Writing's the easiest thing in the world to me. So that was the main reason for switching.
Was there any point when you were an IBM major that, what was the point where you finally realized I can't do this anymore?
After I failed 2 math classes, I was I really don't want to, because I was looking at the course listings and I still had a bunch more I had to do, so I wasn't down to keep doing that.
First, I wanted to do architecture and realize how hard it is, so I wanted to go into the design factor with geometric shapes. So I was thinking probably industrial designing. So I was gonna go to San Francisco to go double major, but instead I came here because I realized that the graphic design major here is more hands-on. I actually enjoy it more. I'm in typography too, so we're playing with type, and what we're doing right now is making our own fonts out of anything we could find around. So I've done making certain words like united. I would get different types of thumb marks and make the word united out of it. It's actually really fun for me.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it is. We have a ceramics class. I enjoy throwing on the wheel. You learn how to throw on the wheel, or just doing regular pinch polling. Any major can do it. It's really fun. Hands-on. It's really relaxing too.
You had said before that you had thought about architecture. Was there a point when you were in the architecture major that is there a class that you took that kind of made you realize, I don't think this is what I want to do?
I didn't take any classes, but my mom is also a designer. So I learned how to do three-dimensional design. I enjoyed it. Then I realized researching for majors how much work there is, and they're you're usually here for 5 or 7 years. I was like, I don't want to be here for that long, so I was like, oh, I'll stick with designing because I like designing better.
This has been Megan Sands with Poly Talk. We'll see you next time.